Besides, would he ever feel ready again? He wrapped his fingers around a lamppost and rested his forehead, slick with sweat even in these temperatures, on the freezing metal. Stomach acid and cheap rum burned his throat. He narrowed his world to the small, achievable goal of not throwing up, then straightened and sucked in a great icy breath, imagined it filling him to his fingertips. It'll come back. 19 good years, 6 months of recovery. Panic screamed inside him, but he'd survived hundreds of nights like this and hadn't broken yet. Give it time. It'll come back. He wiped the sweat from his forehead with his jacket sleeve, straightened his tie, and tucked away his shirt tail that never seemed to stay in for long. He forced his feet to move, crept closer to the junction. From the shadows under the trees, he studied the scene. An ambulance sat a few yards beyond a dark, crumpled mass on the road, at the entrance to the estate. No details visible, yet. Not from this safe distance. One step, then one more. You've got this. 2 paramedics worked, heads down, and a uniformed constable watched, a clipboard under one arm, stamping his feet and rubbing his hands together. The white puffs of his breath came short and fast. Malkie heard the rustling of the high-vis jackets and occasional brief instructions. They spoke in calm, efficient voices, focused on the poor bastard they fought to save. The strobes on the ambulance roof were brutal as they lit up the dark heap of rags and bloody flesh visible between the 2 men. Malkie's stomach lurched, and he braced himself to flee, but the constable turned to him. "Dear McCulloch, bloody happy to see you, sir. Terry Monroe." Malkie flinched at Terry's obvious faith in him. He felt like a fraud, undeserving of Terry's trust. But he reminded himself how many full investigations he'd run without any problems before his enforced leave. Plenty of the residents of Saughton Prison owed their free bed and board to him, which had to say something about his capabilities. Before he lost his edge. Before... He forced what he hoped was a reassuring smile. "It's DS now, Terry. And call me Malkie at this time of the night, okay?" "Sorry, boss." Terry was less than a year on the job, and this one looked to have him rattled. Shallow breaths and a tremor in his voice. Must be a bad one. First responders always got the shitty end of the stick. In Terry's nervous words, Malkie found a crevice to dig his fingers into, something to anchor him, save him from a sickening fall that gaped beneath him. Somebody needed him. Here, now. He had a purpose, a use. This was his world, a job where even in his fragile state he could make a difference. We do what we can, as his mum used to say. Before the accident, before the nightmares started. The nightmares you brought on yourself. He shut the thoughts down before they could set him off. He pulled his shirt cuffs down to cover the damage to his wrists from that horrific night, then hauled in a deep breath, held it, released it, and stepped under the tape. "What do we have, Terry?" "RTC, sir. I thought you were still... you know." He grimaced, as if terrified he'd overstepped some mark. Malkie put the poor man out of his obvious discomfort. "Let's call it medical leave. And I'm still Malkie, son. How's Marie?" Terry perked up. "She's good, sir. Due any time now. Knackered and grumpy, but gorgeous with it, obviously." "Another one? You're going to need more overtime, mate." He shook Terry's hand, found it icy and trembling.